German-born Canadian citizen Eckhart Tolle spent the majority of his life suffering from depression. Following this, he became a spiritual guide and wrote The Power of Now, which became a best-selling self-help book. Its main thesis is that identification with one's thinking is the primary cause of emotional issues in people. There's a lot to learn here. Let's have a look at the summary of this book. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. There are a total of 10 chapters. To deal with the suffering body, multiple chapters emphasize the concept of eradicating the detrimental control of the mind and ego. Let us go through the chapters to understand what the author wants to teach us. Chapter 1. You are not your mind. The first step toward freedom is acknowledging that you are not the possessive entity, the thinker. Now that you are aware of this, you can observe the creature. When you begin to observe the thinker, you attain a higher level of consciousness. Then you realize that intellect reaches far beyond the mind and that cognition is only a small component of that intelligence. You also know that everything that matters, love, beauty, creativity, and inner peace comes from somewhere other than the intellect. You begin to awaken. Chapter 2. Consciousness, the way out of pain. In Chapter 2, Tolle teaches the reader to acknowledge their ego and describes the futility of the mental suffering and misery that individuals cling to. The author claims in this chapter that pain can only feed on pain. Joy cannot be fed by pain. It finds it very difficult to digest. Many people have an inner tormentor who haunts them constantly, punishes them, and saps their strength. It is the root of a great deal of suffering and sadness. Chapter 3. Moving deeply into the now. The author states in Chapter 3 that psychological time entirely blocks out the power and creative potential that are veiled in the now in the normal, mind-identified, or an enlightened state of consciousness. Going into the past won't help you find yourself. Entering the present moment will help you discover who you are. The present moment is life. Your life has always been right now and will never be anything other than it is right now. Chapter 4. Mind Strategies for Avoiding the Now. You will find in this chapter how to remain more alert and fully present in the present moment without allowing your mind to take you astray. According to Tolle, the mind is an independent being with its own goals, existing independently of who you are. It is explained in this chapter how to break free from the waiting mentality. This indicates that you are ignoring the present to wait for that ideal future concept. There's a chance that the future won't ever happen. Chapter 5. The State of Presence. Being fully present is the only way to experience presence. Tolle claims this in this chapter. You must be free of your thoughts and in tune with your inner body to be present. By maintaining our physical wholeness, we can maintain our presence. Body awareness grounds you in the here and now. Aside from humans, all other kinds of life do not have an obsession with time. Chapter 6. The Inner Body. He provides instructions on how to unite with your inner body in this chapter. Introspection is the main theme of this chapter, which will help you become aware of your body's sense of life. You dissociate yourself from your ego when you experience the inner body. Once you have achieved mental mastery, your inner body connects you with spiritual forces, and you lose sight of your intellect and cognitive process. Instead of relying on outside factors to determine our level of happiness, we can find relief from suffering by looking within. Chapter 7. Portals into the Unmanifested. This chapter explains how to locate your gateways to the unmanifested. A portal to the present consciousness can be made by engaging in meditation on our inner animating power. We separate from the thinking of the mind when we focus on the energy body. We can eventually combine the observer and the observed. This is what Tolle refers to as an awareness of the source of being. This frees us from our dependence on the form. Ironically, as we focus on our deeper form and energy field, we influence others with a stronger calm that comes from this newly discovered serenity. Chapter 8. Enlightened Relationships. For many people, relationships are a major source of suffering and bitterness. Many people in today's society remain in unhealthy relationships for a variety of unloving reasons, including children. According to Tolle, achieving love is a constant process that can only be done when one is awake and present. He asserts that there is no downside to true love because it can only exist outside of the intellect. true love prevents you from experiencing the frequent moods of love and hatred that many people do. Chapter 9. Beyond happiness and unhappiness there is peace. This chapter is built on the idea that achieving inner peace is independent of your level of happiness. Finding circumstances you think favorable will not bring you inner serenity. You must accept things as they are if you wanted to discover inner peace. Even when you are not happy, you will be at peace when you accept things as they are. Chapter 10. The meaning of surrender. Giving up to the flow of life rather than fighting it is what it means to surrender. As a result, you must accept the present moment without conditions. However, being in a state of surrender does not obligate you to submit, making you a target for manipulation or control. It implies that you are aware of what is taking place right now, allowing you to refuse or leave based on awareness rather than a simple reaction. So guys, that was it for this video. What did you think about our video? Let us know in the comment section below. If you are new to our channel, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell to get notified about our latest videos. Thanks for watching.